Hey, what's up guys? This is Mina, and today I'm going to be talking about a concept that I really enjoy and that's really intriguing to me, and it's called negativity dominance. I could talk about this subject for hours, but we'll just try and keep it short and sweet within the 3 to 4 minute range, and let's start out. So let's think about this for a second. I recently read this book. It's called Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. It's an amazing book. I love it. I want you to just imagine this scenario for a second. You do realize that a sea of happy faces with one angry face will trigger your brain, as opposed to a sea of angry faces with one happy face. You won't even notice that one. That is a feature, not a flaw, of the human psyche. Our brains are we're trained by evolution, years and years of evolution, to try and pick and choose and try and focus where the negative is, because that's how we evolved throughout all these years. So the area of the brain that is usually responsible for that is called the amygdala, among other areas, but mainly the amygdala, which some people call the threat center of the brain. So this is always on. It's like you're having a different part of your brain that is working for you, constantly scanning for threats. A very interesting research done through Daniel Kahneman, or I think some of his colleagues, was they got patients and they did some brain scans, and they showed them very swiftly, like cards, like you know, the shuffling of the cards. And one of these cards had a set of very frowning and angry eyes to the rate of 2 out of 100th of a second. The person didn't even know or even notice that he saw it. However, the amygdala light lit up and it showed very intense activity, which means the amygdala saw it, even if your eyes didn't catch or register that thought. But why I feel this is very important is because this explains that we need to understand how our brain works and work with the grain of our minds, as opposed to against it and trying to do things constantly that we're not designed to do. Which brings me to the concept of loss aversion. So negativity dominance, loss aversion is sort of a manifestation of it, and the idea behind loss aversion, where losses loom larger than gains, isn't particularly new to most people. And if you ask anyone, they'll say, yeah, of course I know that, which is fine. However, the ability to contextualize that thought and put it into a mental folder, and you're able to utilize that later, gives you a huge advantage, and is one of the most intriguing contributions of psychology to behavioral economics and things of that nature. A quote, I think Warren Buffett said that quote, where an idiot with a plan will be the genius without one. And I usually thought of myself, at least, that I don't need to make plans. I could go wing it. I used to wing everything. And it's all good. You can try and do that, but you will eventually hit a roadblock where the plan that you need to do is bigger than your current capacity, and you definitely need to make a plan. Which brings us to the point of goal setting. I never used to set goals because I thought I'll just work and I'll do my thing and it's going to keep coming. However, goal setting is extremely important, and the necessity of repeating those goals to yourself so that you train your mind and you trigger the loss aversion. So when you put a goal, this is you telling your mind, hey, we need to get this done by this time. So in a month, I need to get $1,000, whatever your goal is. And when you repeat that every day, your mind starts thinking to itself, if I don't reach this $1,000, then I'm losing. And it activates loss aversion. As we said, losses loom larger than gains. It has been scientifically proven that whatever you lose causes you twice as much pain or sadness as opposed to whatever you gain. So if you make $10, you're happy, but if you lose $10, you're twice as miserable. That's generally the idea behind loss aversion. So this has been one hell of a video. I really love these concepts and little ideas here and there. And if you haven't read this book, I recommend you check it out. Get it on Audible or just borrow it from a library, but it's really worth checking out. If you have any other ideas or any interesting books that you think I should take a look at, if you want to discuss any other small little ideas like this, I would love to research that and we have a little chat about it. So feel free to reach out to me. I'll have my social media links down in the description below. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Share this with a buddy or a friend or someone. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.